Hi there, this is part 2 of building a penguin out of NURBS, loft NURBS. This is actually a pretty crucial part because building this penguin with loft NURBS has to have a good start. Now I'm just going to move over to the perspective view, and I'm going to build this penguin basically out of cross sections, and the cross sections themselves are circles. Now I'm building it here because the plane has to be in the XY orientation. Why? Because if I go to F3, then I see that it lines up with the side. Now this is obviously way too big, and if I make this editable, I press the C button, then I got like 4 points, which is kind of tight. So I'm just going to go over the Mash menu, going over to Commands, and ask for a subdivision. The standard is just one subdivision, so between every 2 points there's going to be an extra point. Right. Now the only thing you need to do at first is I go over to the side again, go into object mode, and just scale this down to almost 0. Hang on, I got the rotate tool. I press T for the scale tool, and once you hold down the shift key while you're scaling, you can do it in percentages, but I basically want to go down to 0. But I need to make copies, so I'm just keeping it at 10. And with the E button you can switch to move. I'm putting it right on the tip of the beak, and first roll it around. No, well, let's just make a copy. I hold down the control key and just drag the circle a bit in the object manager, and then I can just drag it like this and do that again, drag it like this, and do that again, drag it like this. I'll just do like 5 of them, and then I start turning and scaling them up and down. Now I'm going to use a uniform scale, but mind you, you're only modeling with the side view, so it's not going to be a good 3D model yet. First of all, this one will be scaled down to, let's say, 0. And the next one, this circle, I'm just going to roll it over a little bit so it's going to follow the surface of the penguin. I'm just going to scale it by hand. Zoom in if you can't see what you're doing. And these orange lines are basically part of it, so I'll just move it like this, and I'll just deselect it. No, it's way too big still. And like something like this. And you can actually toggle the pivot point, because the pivot, the y-axis is actually in the way. If you do Alt-D, you toggle the pivot. Just remember to toggle it back on, because otherwise all the pivots will be gone from view. So let's see, I've done one here. Maybe it needs a second one here, but we don't know yet. Let's rotate this around, and keeping way at the side so that I don't rotate it 3-dimensionally, and scale it. Something like this. Alright. And I'll do that for all the splines on the head. And I'm actually, when I finish this tutorial, I'll just finish up the splines myself. And what I mean is that I'm just going to do the rest of the body. I'm not including the wings because they're sticking out. And I'm just doing the wings as separate lofts and attaching them later on. So here we go. Let's scale it. And this rotate like that. move it like that. Oh, I actually have to rotate a little bit more. And scale it again. Oh, that's quite nice actually. And the final one, rotate it the same direction and move it somewhere around here. Scale it up and rotating it around and moving it around like that. I'm going to do all the splines like this, and then I'll come back in part 3.